welcome on this beautiful Friday. We had the Green Bay Packers stun the Chicago Bears on the road last night. Yes, welcome back to football. We are glad football is back in full effect. It wasn't a spectacular game. You seen a lot of rust need to be shooken off. Wasn't a whole lot of scoring last night. Whole lot of mistakes. A whole lot of mistakes. Now, I know the Green Bay Cheesehead fans is out there thinking Aaron Rodgers and them about to win it all last night. But what you seen in the first game, Thursday Night Football, was them shaking the dirt off their shoulders. You could see it on both sides of the ball. Offense on both sides. They were shaking the rust off. So don't take this one as a big thing and Aaron Rodgers is about to go win another Super Bowl, because that is not about to happen. Not yet. Slow it down. Last night, the Green Bay Packers took down the Chicago Bears on the road. 10-3. Chicago was unable to put any points on the board outside of a field goal. The offense struggled. They looked like they were trying to be too gimmicky, and the gimmicks didn't work. They need to give Trubisky they need to make Trubisky a better pocket quarterback and make his wide receivers work towards the ball. All this gimmicky shit. I think the Patriots showed you guys last year how easy it is to win a Super Bowl without being gimmicky. Now, many of you guys don't know, New England Patriots won their Super Bowl winning the I formation. A simple football formation. And if you notice, the Rams couldn't counter the I formation because they're so playing gimmicky football last year that they weren't even paying attention that the Patriots was playing basic football and just ran it down their mouth. So last night we watched Matt Nagy put together a horrible offensive show, and even Green Bay on that case. And by the way, Green Bay may have lost another wide receiver in MSV. I'm calling him MSV. I believe it is. This guy's name is pretty hard to say fast. Okay? Marquise, Marvez, whatever his name is, Scandal Vandalin. Okay? He got hurt last night after having a very good half. He started off with 50 yards and then ended up tweaking his ankle, I believe. There's no report yet on him yet. Aaron Rodgers didn't have a beautiful game neither, ladies and gentlemen. He really didn't. Aaron Rodgers only had 200 yards. Now, let's get into some of these stats real quick when we look at them. Because I looked at some of these stats here, and I said, I'm not really impressed. Aaron Rodgers went 18 for 30, 203 yards and a touchdown. Aaron Jones ran for 13 carries. Now, Green Bay ran the ball at a total of 21 carries between Aaron Jones, Jamal Williams, and Aaron Rodgers. So they're not running the ball too often. Aaron Jones got 13 carries, 39 yards, on an average of 3 yards per carry. So the running game, I said that yesterday during the day that I didn't think Aaron Jones was going to do much anyway. Remember I told y'all, leave Aaron Jones out of fantasy. And I really didn't pick, I said yesterday, if you go watch yesterday's show, I don't really see that much value in Thursday night's game as far as fantasy. And I was pretty much spot on when it came to fantasy. Marquez Valdez-Scantling had 52 yards off of 6 targets. Devontae Adams had 36 yards. He tweaked his ankle or something for a minute, but he got back in the game. He had 36 yards out of 8 targets. Jimmy Graham had a touchdown, 30 yards, 6 targets. You had Trevor Davis get 28 yards and a catch. Robert Tonyan with a catch, 28 yards. And that pretty much sums up the Green Bay's offense here. Now, Adrian Amos, their defense picked up an interception. Blake Martinez, Kevin King also picked up sacks, as well as Adarius Smith picked up sacks. Preston Smith picked up a sack and a half with Kenny Clark. And that's what you got as far as your defense goes for the Green Bay Packers. Looking at Chicago Bears stats for the night, you had Trubisky, 228, 1 interception, no touchdowns. Really not much running in for the Bears at all. You had the most attempts was David Montgomery, but he only had 18 yards. Mike Davis, 19. Mitchell Trubisky with 11. So you barely got 50 yards there between the 3 guys. Horrible running. They didn't even go at the run. But the fantasy of the night was Allen Robinson with 100 yards. He had 7 receptions with 100 yards from 13 targets. Tariq Cohen had 50 yards receiving, none rushing, 10 targets receiving, 8 receptions. David Montgomery had 21 receiving yards, and Taylor Gabriel had 24. So it was a quiet night as far as offense goes. Defense really didn't do much outside of Leonard Floyd and getting 2 sacks. There was a few sacks on their head. Akeem Hicks, Roy Robertson, Harris, and that was pretty much it. Oh, Aaron Lynch. I missed one there. So that was pretty much there as far as the Green Bay-Chicago game. Chicago took a tough loss at home. They had more than enough chances to come back and win this game. Taylor Gabriel, 2 catches. Well, no, I wouldn't say catches because they were, by rules, out of bounds. But 2 what would have and should have, in my opinion, there needs to be some sort of adjustment. I feel like if a person jumps up in the air and they're literally 5 to 10 feet up in the air, extending out to catch a football, and they were in bounds when they caught it, and their body movement is to be in bounds, but you're up in the air, you can't control your body, and then a football player comes and pushes them, which they can literally die out of bounds, and it's called not a catch. There's something about that bothers me. See, I could see if the player caught it and then he landed on his own out of bounds, but a player purposely pushes him out of bounds when he was in bounds, and he would have been in bounds if the defensive player would have pushed him out of bounds in the air. Something bothers me about that with football. I feel like that should be a catch because it's already tough enough. And you see guys go extend their body to go make catches like that, and the defense can be let off easily by just pushing them out of bounds. That seems like a let off for the defensive player instead of him putting in the work and stopping the guy from catching the ball. That's just my opinion. Anyways, they had a few chances to win the actual game last night. At one point, the Bears were 3rd and 40. Ladies and gentlemen, the Bears were 3rd and 40. The Bears had a chance to get a first down. They messed up, got penalty after penalty, and then they ended up with what you have here. What up, Tony? Yeah, and I think that was a problem too, Tony. Tony in the chat room says both teams didn't have any of their starters in preseason play a snap. Right, and you could feel it, Tony, that last night felt like a preseason game for all of them guys. They should have did a better job with getting them guys ready for the season because last night, Thursday Night Football showed another horrible Thursday night game. And then they had the nerve to preview next week's Thursday night game. And I'm begging. I'm really begging this game is good because I believe it. Did they say it was Bucks Panthers? I was going, oh my God, I don't think anyone wants to see the Bucks right now. They're going to have to show us. But the Bears are a loss. Green Bay has controlled the division so far until Sunday. We'll see what happens with Detroit. I believe Detroit should be running through Arizona. If Detroit loses to Arizona, the rookie coach, the rookie quarterback. I'm helping you guys with fantasy here. Pay attention. Rookie quarterback, rookie coach. The offensive line in Arizona isn't all that in a bag of chips, right? So you better think about Detroit. Now, if Detroit doesn't grab this here, Minnesota, I believe, faces the Falcons in Minnesota. So Minnesota, I believe, should win that matchup. So it looks like Green Bay will be running alone here at the NFC North soon, very long. But they got a good road win, and this will count for Green Bay if they keep up winning later on in the year. A win like this matters. Beating Chicago early in the year will actually matter. I'm telling y'all now, watch this first win matter later on in the year because I believe the NFC North division is going to be a tie to get into that playoffs. Yep, you were right. I was wrong. I called Chicago. You were right. My brother was right. He called Green Bay as well. And I wouldn't even say they showed up. I would say both teams didn't show up, and Green Bay just played a little bit better. It was a really shitty game. I'm ready for Sunday now because Thursday wasn't enough action. Like, we waited for Thursday. Thursday came, and it felt like there wasn't enough action. So I still feel like I need a meal because it wasn't enough action that happened last night. But I'm just glad we back here. Now let's get into other football news because there has been some football news. Antonio Brown will not be playing Monday Night Football. Antonio Brown called his coach a cracker. Yes, he did. He walked up to Mike Mayock at practice yesterday and called his coach a cracker for fining him. So now he's suspended. Also, David Carr spoke out and said he's losing the locker room. The quarterback spoke out. I told you, Antonio Brown and his Raiders shit not gonna last. You can see it. It's like this guy's got this money, and he's just losing it or something. Pittsburgh Steelers were right. Tomlin was right. Ryan Clark was right. Antonio Brown is the problem. He was fined for a reasonable reason. And then he walks into practice calling his coach a cracker. That's grow the fuck up, dude. You are making millions and millions of dollars. And you walking into coach, you walking into practice a few days before your game, and because you acting childish, got fined like you should. You sitting here talking about coach is a cracker, and you's a 30, 31-year-old male. It is time to grow up, because those crackers is paying you a lot of money to go and play football. First you cried over this goddamn helmet, which was a publicity stunt. See, and this is where I play fair with people, because I was on Antonio Brown's side for a bit on things, because I like the dude. But after watching this little fiasco he's been doing, now I got to start going, there may be a little bit something finicky here with dude. I don't know him personally. I just like him for the football player. But now when you start seeing actions show what's been going on, and you listen to teammates, ex-teammates and shit, you go, let's see, maybe he's talented, but he could be a jackass. And he's starting to show signs of that shit. And I don't think his ride in Oakland's going to be long. If anyone has a comment, it could say, what may be your next guess for Antonio Brown's destination? Out of the league or on a different team? I just don't see this working out well with the silver and black. In other news, y'all ready for this shit? The Kansas City Chiefs just re-signed Tyreek Hill to an extension. 3 years, $54 million. So they paid the man. I know some folks ain't gonna like it because of Tyreek Hill's recent supposedly domestic incident. But from what I was told, the reports were not correct. That's why he wasn't totally charged or whatever. But go ahead. The brother got 3 years, $54 million to stay in Kansas City. And he's a hell of a weapon. He really is. He's a burner. He gets past that secondary, and he's hard to catch. Now, what else do we have here? Sean McVay. See, I'm still getting this damn Chargers, Rams, this whole. It may take me another year. I had this debacle last year, and it still may take me another year to get this Chargers, Rams names things figured out, memorized. The LA Rams coach Sean McVay said Todd Gurley's feeling good and he will not be on a pitch count. So he is actually cheap right now in fantasy. I would take advantage of him this week and put him in your lineups, because I'm thinking about doing that shit myself. I think a lot of people are going to be looking at McCaffrey and Barkley and guys like that. I think I'm going to take a run on McGurley just to see if he is back. If he fucks up this week, then I may be done with Gurley myself. Miami Dolphins signed tackle Jamarcus Webb for small news. Let's see what else we have on here for football news. Julio Jones does plan to play. Now, let me read over this report here real quick about the Antonio Brown and Mike Mayock situation. Hold up, y'all. I know I forgot to do something, didn't I? I sure did, didn't I? Let me read over this Antonio Brown situation here. Oakland wide receiver Antonio Brown initiated a discussion with general manager Mike Mayock midday through practice on Wednesday, resulted in a confrontation where disparaging language was used by Brown and sparked the team's current impasse with the player. According to team source, a Raiders source confirmed Brown was unhappy with the fine levied by the team and seeing Mayock watching practice, walked over, initiating exchange with the GM. The source confirmed information from another league source who said Brown called Mayock a cracker and unleashed a barrage of cuss words during the altercation. The team source said Mike Mayock tried to keep his cool, defuse the situation. Mayock was like, "I'm cool. I understand your displeasure," the source said. Mayock sort of just like, "I just walked away because he saw it escalate." The source stressed the confrontation escalated quickly, but it never appeared to be getting physical, and players, including linebacker Vontaze Burfict, attempted to separate Brown from the situation in order to calm him down. That led to the team planning to suspend Brown. The source said it appeared Brown had read the letter about the fine, which he posted on Instagram before practice, and was angry to begin with. When he saw Mayock, he was like, "I can address it," the team source said. The source said of Brown, "Nobody works as hard, nobody loves the game as much, but seems like there's something that is distracting him from his love that he can't control." Correct, I agree with that. Mayock told reporters that Brown was not at the facility Thursday and would not be practicing. He did not confirm or deny that Brown would be suspended. Coach Gruden wouldn't divulge any specifics, saying the practice Thursday that the Raiders would have a official announcement later, which they did announce he was suspended. Gruden was asked if he saw the alleged incident between Brown and Mayock. "Like I said, I'm not going to get into any of this," said Gruden, which sounds like he's the head coach. Why is Gruden not nipping this shit at it? Maybe he's not speaking to the media about it and doing it back behind scenes. Obviously, Brown was here today, and when we have some information for you, we'll give it to you, said Coach Gruden. "I've been talking about the same guy every day. It's emotional about it. I hope you understand why. I think a lot of this guy. I think Antonio is a great receiver, and deep down, I think he's a really good guy. So I'm frustrated. I'm not going to say anything more about it. Hope it all works out, but I don't have anything official about anything else until I get all the facts, and that's what I'm going to do." Brown was listed as a non-participant for Thursday's practice. So as y'all see it, it's turmoil. In the letter, Mayock informed Brown that he was being fined $13,950 for missing a walkthrough on August 22nd, which that's the report I gave you guys yesterday. And then he was previously fined for $40,000 for missing camp on August 18th. So I don't know what to tell y'all, man. This Antonio Brown situation is not looking good at all, man. I ain't liking it. No one's liking it. No one's giving a damn. The Raiders, y'all better fix y'all shit. Hey, what up with your Dirty Leary? That's right, because you're a Browns fan. You all right there? Okay, let me fix something here. Now that I know that. Hey, if the stream goes down, let me know, because I just got a content thing. I know why, too. So that's on my part. Don't think it's anything else. That's on my thing. So if this stream does go down, that's on my shit, and I'll fix that shit later. But we should be fine. What I need to do is try to copy the audio, so just in case the stream goes down, I can at least push the stream back up in audio. I think I'm getting the NFL thing because of the background there. I should have did what I did yesterday. I had something. Remember yesterday I had something else in the background? I should have put something else there up in the background on the side there to stop that, because I didn't get this problem yet. I did the same thing yesterday and I didn't get a problem, so I know what my problem is now. I got it. I just tried something different today just to try it, and I might pay for it. Yeah, AB is tripping, man. I don't feel for the brother right now, man. He need to grow up. He need to grow up. You know how many brothers is out there that just got cut this past Saturday that wish they had the opportunity that Antonio Brown has? See, I'm not speaking on from just myself and us people who ain't in football and don't have much as him do. I'm speaking of brothers and guys that just got cut this past weekend, and they're looking at guys like Antonio Brown like, grow the fuck up, bro. This shit, some of them guys got to go back to being a car salesman. You know what I'm saying? They got to go find real shit. They have to go figure out life. Antonio Brown sitting on some money right now, acting a goddamn fool. You know what? Chubb is the real deal. If y'all want to talk about fantasy football real quick, I'm trying to keep it short. And again, you guys, I apologize if there's not consistent updates over the next couple days. It's only because I got family in, and you know I gotta entertain family as well. So, but I will try to do my best. But y'all want to talk fantasy football? Y'all got any questions for fantasy football? Throw them in the chat real quick. I'll answer them. Chubb is a hell of a pick, bro. I'm going to tell you why I believe Chubb is a pick. Because with the Cleveland Browns offense right now, you can't play in the box. You put an extra man in the box, they got a hell of a receiving corps right now, and it's not like they got some lackey as a quarterback. So you have to play all your men out. Chubb's going to have lots of room to run this year. So fill in your lineups. Make sure Chubb is in even this week. I believe Nick Chubb will pay off. Who else? You got any other people? I believe Chris Carson will pay off this year if he's healthy for the Seattle Seahawks. He's another running back I like this year. Chris Carson. Who else? My sneaky pick, but watch out pick, don't bet too much money on him this week for betting purposes, is that Geis, Darius Geis. And the only reason why I say so is because when I look at the Redskins, is they said their offense is running through Geis. Now, unless the Eagles defense is shut down and they come out there and totally just shut the Redskins off, as far as fantasy value, I kind of like Geis. I just don't know about like putting my all in on it. Should I start Le'Veon Bell versus the Bills? That's tough, bro, because I'm kind of staying away from Le'Veon this week just to see what he does. I don't know. I don't see the Jets' offensive line as great, but it's Le'Veon Bell. That's the thing. The Bills' defense isn't garbage. You never know when the Bills is going to show up and get you 5 turnovers. Like, I literally don't know about Bell this week, man. Like, Bell's one person I haven't hit the select button on this week at all. I literally just left him alone just in hopes that, just to watch and see what he does this week as a Jet. Because I'll tell you why I left Bell alone also. I feel like there's a lot of other running backs out there this week that will perform better. I like Leonard Fournette against the Chiefs at home. I like, you know who I really like this week? Kerryon Johnson versus the Cardinals. Because I believe if they've already beaten them in the air, the game's already deep, whatever, there's no way they're going to have to run the ball to finish off the rest. I just don't see the Cardinals doing anything to the Lions. If so, then there's real... They need to figure something out in Detroit if they lose to a rookie. I don't even care if it's on the road. They lose to a rookie and a rookie coach. Matt Stafford loses to a rookie and a rookie coach. They need to just blow that Detroit shit up in totality. But Lindsey's a good, yep, I like Philip Lindsey's a good, he's Monday night this week, correct? The Oakland-Denver game is Monday night. I like Philip Lindsey this week. I like Matt Breida this week versus the Bucks. I like Austin Eckler this week versus the Colts because Austin Eckler runs and catches the ball. Let me go to my FanDuel real quick and let me look at some running backs to give you guys, so that way I have a better list. I don't have to think off my brain. If I can go to my FanDuel, there's a list of running backs, like just boom, boom, pow. Come on, load up. We'll go down a list of running backs I like this week. Upcoming. I have so many FanDuel tickets, bro. I've been literally doing FanDuel since Tuesday, and I'm still doing tickets, bro. Okay, let's go to one of these tickets. Let's go to our running backs for the week. And let's talk about some running backs. Because everybody loves talking running backs. I think that's the thing. Barkley this week, I don't know. And I know Barkley's already not beat Dallas, but he's ran on Dallas before. But Dallas is 100% healthy on defense right now, and we are the bad boys. We're the hot boys right now. Barkley may do something, he may not, but I'm looking at Barkley at his salary, and I'm looking at the other salaries of other running backs, and I believe there's better value in running backs that may get you the same value that Barkley gets you this week. Believe it or not, I do like my man Ezekiel Elliott, and I'm going to tell you why I like Ezekiel Elliott. Because he's a fucking beast. The Giants ain't got no defensive line pressure against my Cowboys offensive line. No, Zeke will be just fine. And I like to see if Giants fan whine. I like Christian McCaffrey versus the Rams this week. I'm going to watch David Johnson this week. I'm not really in favor of that. He's a guy I'm going to watch this week versus the Lions. Yeah, he might do something, he may not. I already spoke on Le'Veon Bell. Not sure. Let me put the chat up because I can't see the chat. Let me see. Where we at here? Joe Mixon, not in Seattle, but hey, you never know. He's going to see some value. It depends on what the score is. If they have to throw the ball to keep up with Seattle, then I don't know about Joe Mixon. I would wait for next week. Better matchups. Like there's so many better matchups. Me personally, I'm staying away from Mixon, Johnson, Le'Veon Bell, even Barkley, because I like these guys. The next tier of guys. Ready? Todd Gurley versus the Panthers. I like it. Nick Chubb versus the Titans. Like it a lot. Dalvin Cook versus the Falcons. I like it a lot. Leonard Fournette. Love it versus the Chiefs. Kerryon Johnson. Love it versus the the Cardinals. Marlon Mack. He's in the middle for me. We got to see what the Colts look like without luck. But Marlon Mack is still capable. Who else is there? Marlon Mack, Damian Williams. Damian Williams versus the Jaguars. No, I don't like Damian this week. Derrick Henry versus Cleveland. Yeah, I like it, but I don't know. And I know that may sound like I'm confused about it. I really am. I like it for the fact that Tennessee has a sick-ass offensive line. But if this is a passing game, this isn't Derrick Henry's game. It will be Dion Lewis. Devontae Freeman versus the Vikings. No, I don't like that. Here we go to more guys I like coming up. I just spoke on Chris Carson versus Cincinnati. Love it. Cincinnati was 32 against the run last year. Okay? Do you think they improved that run over the summer? I don't think so. So plug Chris Carson in. And another thing I want y'all to go, when I was speaking on guys that I love, Leonard Fournette. Kansas City was 31st against the run. Okay? Dalvin Cook. Atlanta Falcons was 29th in the league against the run. All right? Now, the only thing about Chubb is Tennessee's actually good defense. They were 3rd against the run. But I still like Chubb for some reason because of where I spoke, where they got the weapons. They can't plug the running gaps. So Chubb's going to get some shit. Okay? Who's the other guy I like? Oh, Mark Ingram. Mark Ingram, 28, Miami Dolphins against the run. I like Mark Ingram. Austin Eckler, I like him. Tevin Coleman, who would be the backup to Matt Breida. Tampa Bay is 27th last year in the league against the run. So it's up to you if you feel comfortable with Coleman or Breida. I kind of like more Breida. Breida's starting, so I'm going with Breida. Who else is out there that I like? Miles Sanders, we'll see. I'm going to watch him for a week. I'm not jumping the gun on him either. Kenyon Drake against the Ravens, no. Darius Geis, I already spoke on him a moment ago. I said I kind of like Geis. Justin Jackson, I like Eckler, but Jackson could actually be sneaky too. Let me see if there's any sneaky picks down here. I said Breida. Dion Lewis may see some. Pretty much that's about it that I like right now. Where we going? What do you say? What about Jay-Z, Larry Johnson, football player? Well, what's that? I'm confused. The African running back in Tampa Bay might be a starter over Peyton and Jones. Who's that, Tony? Hold on one sec. Who's that? Oh, Dare Ogunbowale. Ogunbowale. Dare Ogunbowale. That's how, right? I'm guessing that's how you say his name. Yeah, I haven't watched him, so I'm not familiar with him. That Tampa Bay running back situation's wide open anyways. And it looks like the young boy Jones isn't doing what he's supposed to do anyway to take care of that situation. McCoy will be the same as he was in Philly with Reed. Hey, Kansas City got some weapons. I like him in Kansas City because for the simple fact that he can run east-west in Kansas City. He can catch the ball from Mahomes. I think it's going to work. And that's why I said don't be surprised for a comeback here from McCoy. He may push guys like Damian Williams and the other guy out of the way a little bit if he's healthy. The Kansas City Chiefs is his system. It's the kind of system he plays in. So I agree with you with McCoy. What y'all want to talk about, bro? How much time? Well, I don't want to go over a half. Oh, we did go over a half hour. Shit. Guys, we got to get ready to close this one out, though. We went over a half hour already. I didn't even know. Damn it. I'm trying to keep these a half hour updates, right? But thank you guys. Tony, D-Rude, Dirty Larry, I appreciate you guys here. We will be back for another update. I'm going to try to go over the Zone Talks live and do something today between mixing it up with family and shit. My mom wants to go to the goddamn casino for a buffet, so, it is what it is. She didn't give a damn about gambling. She want to go for the buffet. They got all you can eat. Oh, man. But I will catch you guys later. It's been a beautiful show. I'm glad you guys are coming over and joining the chat room, making this chat room live. Hopefully we can get this even more active, get some more sport fans in here. That way we can have more shows, more topics, more different, you know what I mean? The more we have active, the more we will actually have going on. I would like to get you guys in to even call in to talk about the games and shit like that too as well. Let's get, like I said, my main goal was building this shit. I ain't got to repeat what I already told you guys all over the summer. Let's do this shit, and everything else we will take care of in the background. You know what I'm saying? But I will see y'all shortly. I need to get my boys together because I get my boys together, get ready to get this music here and get into the studio. You didn't get the notification? It's all right, bro. I appreciate you being here, Bitcoin. I just got to continue get my work done and try to do that in between dealing with family, which I am blessed and happy for. Because not everybody gets to hang and see and enjoy and have the blessing of which is family. But we'll talk about that over on Zone Talks Live or whatever, the Alpha Zone or something in a bit. But let me get myself together here. Thank you guys. This has been the Friday edition of NFL Morning Updates from Zone Talk Sports. Shout out to everybody in the chat room that came through. Y'all make sure you hit that notification bell to make sure you will be notified when we do go live, as well as hit that like. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed, and hit that share button to bring a friend. Thank you very much for your time, and we will see you guys tomorrow live, getting y'all ready for football. We'll probably go live watching some college football too. Maybe we'll do that. All right, brothers. Y'all see y'all, ladies and gentlemen. Peace, love, zone out. Y'all have a beautiful Friday. Hey, thanks, bro. I appreciate that, Tony. I'll holler at y'all later on today. Peace, love, zone out.